Hi everyone, this is Heather from Heather Active, and today we're going to do a core 360 workout. We're going to get all around the core, so front, back, sides, the full 360. You don't need any equipment today. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, I'll let you know points that you could add in some weights, but for the most part, no equipment needed. You're going to get a great workout either way. So we're going to start off lying down on our backs. And we're going to start with some low ab work to get going here. So relax those shoulders down. Those feet are hip distance apart, knees tracking over the ankles here. And we're going to start with some low ab work. So as you exhale, let's lift that right leg up to a tabletop position and lower. And then left leg lifts to tabletop and lowers. Good. So we're just going to march here a few times, lifting one leg and the other. So you're going to start feeling this in those hip flexors, in those low abs, pretty much right away. Good. Now you can stay here, or if you're ready, let's start switching those legs in the air, tapping one toe down, followed by the other. Now we're going to do most of our work today in a neutral spine. So for most people, that means you have a little bit of space between your low back and the mat. So it's kind of following that natural curvature of your spine. Good. Let's do a couple more like this. Very nice. Then we're going to bring both legs up to that tabletop position. All right, from here, we're going to shift the knees away slightly and then pull them back in over your hips. So we're shifting away and then pulling them back in. Nice. So for some of these moves, if you have a squishy ball or a pillow, you can always place that in between your knees here to keep them in place, but it's not necessary. Let's go for 3 more. Last 2. Last one. Nice. Bring those legs back to tabletop. Now we're going to place one hand on the right knee and then the left hand's down by your side. Let's press the knee into the hand into the knee. Get that feeling and switch sides. Left hand presses into left knee. Good. Let's do that a couple times. Switching sides. Nice. This is kind of that isometric hold here. Good. Now let's see what it feels like when we switch the hand to the opposite knee. So pressing in and release. Pressing in and release. So hopefully you're starting to feel those obliques turning on a little bit here. Very good. All right, down by your side. Now we know that feeling. Let's extend that right leg long and then pull it back in. And extend the left leg long and pull it back in. Nice. So we're just switching here a few times. Very good. Nice. We'll go for 4 and 3. Relax those shoulders. Last 2. Last 1. Very good. From here, we're going to try extending both legs out on the diagonal. Now, the higher up you place your legs, the easier it will be on your abs. The lower you go, the harder it's going to be on your abs. So as you exhale, let's glue those legs in together, pointing the toes, extending out on the diagonal, and then pulling back in. Extending out and in. Maybe you do a couple at one plane of motion. Maybe you start to lower it a little bit more to challenge yourself. Good. Ooh, I'm shaking. Let's do a couple more. Last 3. You got it. Last 2. And last 1. Nice. Let's hug those knees into your chest for a moment. Rock side to side. Very good. All right. Let's bring those legs back to tabletop. From here, we're going to lift both arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to extend the right arm back and left leg long, and then pull both back in through center. Extending right leg and left arm and in through center. Nice. So again, still primarily working the low abs here, but we're starting to create a bit of that tension across the diagonal of the torso, getting a bit more oblique work. Nice. Let's go for 4 and 3. Last 2. Last 1. Coming back up. Let's open arms and legs out to the side and pull them back in. Open to the side and pull them in. Good. For 4. For 3. We're going to keep bumping into these branches. Last 2. Last 1. Nice. Hug those knees into your chest, and then we're going to extend the legs long on the mat. So those legs are going to come to about mat distance apart. We're going to reach those arms back behind us into a V shape. So we're making a big X on the mat. From here, we're going to lift the right arm and left leg up and lower, and then left arm and right leg lift and lower. Good. So just starting to warm up those obliques a little bit here, making that nice long diagonal line across the body. And then watching those hips, like to shift around here. Let's try to keep the opposite hip nice and stable. Good. Let's go for 4 and 3. Last 2. Last 1. Very good. All right, we're going to come lying down on your side next and prop yourself up onto your elbow. Now, if this is uncomfortable, if you're just like on a carpet or your mat's kind of thin, you can always double it up or put a pillow or a blanket underneath. So we're going to be in this little kind of side plank position here. So we're thinking about having that elbow right under your shoulder, and then we're lifting those hips up, trying to get as much length through the torso as we can. All right, so from here, we're going to lift the hips up and lower. Nice. Lifting up and lower. Yep, those obliques are on. They're working. Good. Now you think about the position of your feet. They should be roughly in line with that spine here. If you want to add on a little bit more, you can lift up that top knee and close it back down. This is one, if you have a loop, you could always loop it around above your knees. Give yourself a bit more tension. We'll go for 4 and 3. Nice. Last 2. And last 1. Good. Coming back up, we're going to swing the legs around to the other side and repeat that for me on the right side here. So keeping that elbow under your shoulder, feet are in line with those hips, knees are bent. Find that position so you get as much length through the waist as you can. And then we're going to lift the hips up and lower. Good. Nice work. Couple more like this. If you want to add that knee opening up and lowering, you can do that. You can add the arm to it too for a little bit of a flourish. Nice. Let's go for 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. Very good. All right. From here, we're going to come up to a kneeling position. So in this kneeling position, we're going to start off hands on our hips, bending to one side, lifting up, bending to the other side. So starting to just get that bit of a side bend going here. Starting nice and easy. I like to progress through movements, as you can probably tell from my workouts. I don't always want to start with the hardest version of everything. Nice. All right, from here, let's open up that left leg out to the side. We're going to bend over to the right and then lift back up. Good. Bending and lifting. Now imagine the edges of your mat are like panes of glass, and you're right in between, and you can't rock forwards, you can't rock back. You're just sliding down in this one plane of motion. Good. When you're ready, let's open those arms out to the side and tap the hand down towards the mat. Good. Now, if this feels okay, on this next one, let's take that hand down to the mat and try lifting that left leg up. Lower the leg and lift back up. Good. Hand comes down to the mat. We lift the leg, lower the leg, and lift up. Good. All right. We're going to do 2 more like that. Then we're going to add on lift and lower. Good. Coming down here. Now those panes of glass are gone. You have space now in front of you and behind. We're going to lift that leg up, kick it a little bit forwards, kick it a little bit back, through center, lower the leg, lift the hand, and come back up. Nice. Doing that again. So we want to make sure we've got that shoulder over our wrist, lifting the leg, little kick forward, little kick back. Excellent. All right, 2 more like that. Then we'll switch sides. Lifting up, little kick, lower, and done. Final one. I like to place my other hand on my low back to make sure I don't start rounding through the back as I kick. And then we lift up, place that leg down, lower down, just roll out the shoulders a little bit. Give yourself a little twist side to side. You got it. And we're going to switch sides. Now, if this is bothering your knees at all too, again, you can stack up your mat a little bit, or you could put a blanket there, whatever floats your boat. We're going to open up that right leg out to the side. We've got panes of glass in front and behind us, so we're moving in this one plane. Hands on your hips, coming to the side and lifting up. Very good. You got it. We're getting that length through the waist, making that long diagonal line here. When you're ready, let's open those arms out to the side. Then we're just going to tap down and lift, tap down and lift. You got it. On this next one, we're going to plant that left hand down and then lift up the right leg, lower the right leg, and come back up. Good. Lower the hand, lift the leg, lower the leg, and lift the hand. Couple like this. Nice. One more like this. Good. On this next one, we're going to add that little kick so the glass is gone. You can move now forwards and back. Let's plant that hand down, lift up the leg, little kick, coming up. Nice. 2 more. Lots of control here. Last one. Very good. Woohoo. All right, we are done with those ones, I promise. Okay, so I promised you some front, some side, some back. We want to get the full 360 of the core. So we're going to move on doing a bit more on the back. So we're going to come to hands and knees. Put those hands right under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Very good. Let's do a couple of cat-cows just to get comfortable in this position. So tuck the tail, tuck the chin in, rounding up, inhaling, arching through that back. Nice. Moving through this a few times. Now if it feels good to freestyle it a little bit more, move the hips side to side, do more of a circular motion, whatever is feeling good in your body today. Nice. And we'll come back to a neutral, kind of right in between. So your back's relatively flat here. All right. From here, we're going to reach the right arm forwards, left leg back, lift up to hip height and shoulder height, and then place one down followed by the other. Good. Left arm and right leg lift and lower. Lift and lower. We are almost there. I promise. This is our last little series here of core work for this workout. Good. One more. Now we're going to start adding on. So we're going to start with the right arm, left leg lifting up. Now imagine there's a straight line kind of cutting straight down through the middle of your body. We're going to move the arm and leg away from that midline and then back in. Away and in. For 4 and 3. Last 2. Last 1. Lower down. For a moment here, roll out the wrists if that feels good. Got one more move on this side, and then we'll switch over. We're going to reach right arm and left leg along, and then bring the elbow in to meet the knee underneath you, and extend it long. Crunching in, and extend. For 4. Nice. And 3. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Lower down. Roll out those wrists for a moment. You got it. One more side. You're almost there. Okay. So this time, back on all fours. Left arm and right leg are working. We're going to lift them up and then move both away from the midline and back in. Nice. Away and in. You got it. For 4 and 3. Last 2, keep them lifted. Last 1, lower down for a moment. Final move here. Left arm, right leg, reach long, crunching elbow in to meet the knee, and reaching long. You got it. Little crunch in for 4 and 3. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Lower. Press back into a nice child's pose. Relax that chest down. Stretch those arms out long. Great work. Take a couple breaths. We'll walk the hands over to the left side of the mat, stretching out the right side of the body. You got it. And walk them through center, over to the right. Nice. Coming back through center, we're going to do a nice little upper back release. So coming back to that all fours, we're going to take that right hand, slide it behind your left, bring the shoulder and the cheek down, and then extend the left arm long. So we're in this nice kind of upper back twist. Very good. Slide that left hand back. Press yourself up. Switching sides, left arm comes behind the right, lowering the shoulder and the cheek down and extending out. Nice. Last couple breaths. Very good. Slide that right hand back. Press yourself back up. Good. Swing those legs around. We'll finish with just a nice kind of forward fold here. Very good. And wiggle out the legs a little bit. Sit back up. Let yourself roll back down. Arms come back behind you. Stretch out as long as you can. And then hug those knees into your chest. Rock yourself back up. And you are all done with your Core 360 workout. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.